it going, family? I wanted to give my thoughts on the hero of the month for August of 2025. And before I continue, I'm just curious about something. So, just like they were clever with releasing May in May, why didn't they do the same with this hero? So, you have the aesthetics of fall, you have the name, you have the colors, you even have the dress pattern and all these accessories on her. And even the special skill kind of has a fall theme. So I wish they would have been fully committed by releasing her in the month of September. But anyway, I digress. So we have a fire legendary hero, Maple, the cleric class, which actually complements one of the passives. We have our Legends 2025 family, and this bonus will not be available until January 1st of 2026. We have two passive, the first one being resist buff immunity. This character has innate resistance against status ailments that give immunity to new buffs. And actually, I think that complements her class because with the cleric class, that gives her the chance to resist negative. Let me see if I remember. Okay, I remember. It gives a hero a chance to resist negative statuses that affect the mana. And then this one right here, they're able to resist something that prevents them from getting new buffs, which means they have a greater chance of setting off their special, well, this particular hero, if you don't kill them before that happens. So our second passive is health recovery on buff received. I've noticed that they've mainly been putting a passive like this in particular with the heroes of the month. So we have health recovery on buff received. This character recovers 5% health when they receive a buff or a positive stack. Okay, I like that one. And side note, I've noticed that a lot of heroes now have been, they've had passives that have something to do with mana, which I find pretty interesting. So we have an attack of 1106, a defense of 1161, and a health of 2057. Okay, I like that. And I went to actually look up the pronunciation of this word because I've never seen this word. I mean, I know what autumn is, but I haven't seen this word before. Autumnal wind at average speed. This special skill never misses its target. And this is a bullet point I'm actually seeing more often on heroes. So I guess they're sort of phasing out heroes that inflict accuracy. So we have, will actually inflict accuracy down. Okay. So we have deals 300% damage to three random enemies. Now, I was actually thinking about that one because I'm not sure about the mechanics of this particular skill. So let's say if there are only two heroes, will it hit one of them three times or will it hit one of the heroes two times and the other one? So, anyway, so if anyone knows that, please clarify with me because I'm a little bit on the fence about that one. So, all allies get a plus 40% chance to dodge special skills that deal damage for 3 turns. Now, there is a way to actually combat that one. You can either use a hero like Li Shu or the first costume from Arjana, and with tiles or with a special skill, they have a chance to dispel that. So that's one way to combat this hero. And I noticed that normally with heroes that have this dodge mechanic, typically they're fast. So this is pretty interesting. But then again, this is a hero that's practically for free. So, anywho, so we have Element Link gives all fire allies a plus 20% attack for 5 turns. This effect can't be dispelled. So, I I think this is an okay hero. Not really in particular. I don't think it's all that wonderful. Still serviceable. Now, those questions that I already had come into mind when I mentioned that I wonder if this hero will, if there's only one opponent or two opponents, will they only attack them once? Because of what the wording says, random enemies. Now, if it's, I'd have to go look at another hero and kind of see how that one affects because this sort of reminds me of. I'm trying to think of another hero that does that. I can't think of too many of them, so I'm not really too clear on how that works because I'm thinking of a Titan. Now, if this one goes up against a Titan and it does hit 3 times, then that would be pretty cool. And you can stack her well on a Titan team, a fire Titan team, and of course against a nature Titan. You can have a hero that has elemental defense down and a defense down hero and this one, and I think that would be a good synergy. So I'm not quite clear on that one. I like the dodge mechanic, but like I said, if let's say if this hero is on defense, you can counteract it a lot better. I think a hero like this, well, then again, when heroes are on defense, for some reason, the odds are always better than what it says on the card. So, if it's a defense, it probably works a lot better for their team. On offense, like I mentioned before, if you have a right synergy with this one and not even just going up against a Titan, but going up against a defensive team, you can stack this hero with other heroes kind of to make this one a little bit better. So, with that being said, as jumbled as I can be sometimes, I'm better off when I'm scripted than when I'm ad lib. I, you know what? I actually, as I go on, I've changed my opinion about this hero. Not bad. If I were to get this hero, that's exactly what I would do with her. So, in summary, I think fairly decent on defense. Well, you can counteract it with, either killing the hero first, either using someone like Lishu or the wizard class, and I think that has to be superior jinx, and you can dispel that with tiles or with the special, or even a hero. I believe like Proteus, for example, that slows down mana generation. I think that's another way to combat this hero. So there are a lot of counters, so that's why I think a hero like this would be better on offense because you can kind of incorporate her with a team that can't counteract her, if that makes sense. And against a Titan, if you can stack it like that with your fire heroes, an elemental defense down and a defense down hero, followed by her. So I would say if you have Costume Marjana, you could even pair her up with other average heroes and just set it off that she goes, I would say, third. Okay. So with that being said, if you were to get this hero and it complements your team and your gameplay, then I suggest leveling her up. And of course, she's a free hero, so even better. All right. If I got this right or got this wrong, let me know in the comments below. And if anyone knows, clarify that question that I have. All right, family. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, and I mean it. Bye.